The email that I read said that a lot of villa clients complain that a lot of residents from the apartment that come and they stroll and they take a walk
I agree.
in front of the villas. That has increased the traffic density.
In Damac Hills 2, in Damac Hills 1, and if you look at the master plan of Damac Islands, you would see how secluded the mansions are.
Damac Hills, in my humble opinion, is not a community. It's not even a master community.
Okay.
It's a micro city.
I knew you were going to say that. Like you mentioned, the watch that you're wearing is only 10 pieces in the entire United Arab Emirates. That's the kind of uniqueness which luxury is attached.
Nobody has ever made millions from rental yield. Everybody who has invested in real estate has made solid money from capital gain. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of The Brick Buzz. Today we have once again Ms. Rida Fatma with us from Damac, and we are going to now explore the methodology that Damac uses in the selection, initiation, construction philosophy of the upcoming projects. With this preamble, welcome back. Rida, how are you?
Thank you, Asa. I'm all right. How are you? How are things during the past week?
For the Damac has been crazy. I think you guys have been crazy busy with all the amazing new launches that are coming up, and we are talking about Damac Islands. We have already spoken about that quite a lot.
Yes.
So let's take a bit of a deep dive into various aspects of how you guys go ahead, and with your knowledge base I think you can answer a lot of questions, and these queries and these questions are not only from agencies and agents in the market, but they are from the end users and the buyers, especially the end users who are more interested because they are investing in a house which is going to be converted into a home and is going to be their base of operation. The families are going to grow up for the next substantial period of time. We're talking about 8 to 10 years is now what people are looking for. That's the reason probably that you have moved from a 3-bedroom to 4-bedroom.
Yes.
So let's take that question to start with.
Okay.
Damac, what we have seen, has again taken initiative. And previously, the talk of the town in terms of townhouses has always been a 3-bedroom townhouse.
Yeah, mostly, yes.
And Damac has again been one of the pioneers in taking it from 3-bedroom to 4-bedroom.
Correct.
So this is a shift in the philosophy.
Yes.
Can you please elaborate on that philosophy, why the shift is there?
All right. So, as we were discussing regarding how our philosophy regarding construction, layouts, the entire master planning of majorly communities have improved in the past few years. Damac is actually one of those developers which I like to believe are trendsetters. We were the only development in Dubai who started selling townhouses for less than $1 million. You remember how D2 started, Akoya Oxygen, if you remember. That was the concept behind was to create accessibility among all sorts of pocket sizes in the market. From there on, we have learned and improved upon a lot of things, starting with the layouts. As we now see, majority of our investors, when it comes to communities, are either based in Pakistan or India, and now mostly people are coming from UK as well. And what we have realized during our meetings and feedback from agents, clients, end users, investors all together, and some market stats as well definitely, is that people prefer to have closed kitchens. People prefer to have more living spaces. People prefer to have long-lasting construction qualities. People prefer to have 1 bedroom on ground floors. All of these things, which might seem quite minor,
but they're not trivial. They're not minor. They're actually deal breakers.
True. That's what we realized at the right time. That's when we saw that a lot of deals would back out, they would not go ahead, move forward, because people just have these very specific requirements. And when we learned that these are not specific anymore, these are quite common requirements, we started to change our layouts. From 3, we moved to 4 bedrooms. From G+1 structures, we moved to G+2, giving the rooftop access.
So that has also affected the price point, because if you're going to, you have a price point for a 3-bedroom townhouse. Now, if you're moving your construction philosophy from a 3-bedroom to 4-bedroom, that means the price point has also changed.
So what we have done is, whichever project or even a single unit you pick from any of our products, the value for money is always there. What we do is, we have this very amazing team which does effective utilization of space. So making sure that the price per square feet still not exceeds the common market budget, yet it gives what is the basic requirements or common requirements of the market. For example, it's a very minute thing, but I would like to mention, for example, your concrete rooftops above your car Porsches, above your balconies, which are included in your built-up area, which you pay service charges for. But majority of the times, you're not even using your balconies or a huge shade on your backyard, because 8 months during the year, it's very hot. You don't use your backyards as much. We replaced those concrete rooftops with a material, there's a very specific name for it, but it does the same job. It is not included in your built-up area. That same amount of built-up area is put back into your utilization space. So the price per square feet did not...
The price per square foot would not change.
Exactly.
But the size of a 3-bedroom would be different from a 4-bedroom.
Exactly.
So that means, if I'm correct, that your 4 bedrooms have a larger BUA than the 3 bedrooms. That means the price point is going to be higher.
Yeah.
So your base price has shifted, which logically it should.
Yes.
Logically it should, but it has not deviated unnecessarily.
Yes.
You have tried to balance the
it,
equation.
exactly.
And now, but people need to be cognizant on this factor,
Of
that
course.
for that additional,
Of
it's
course.
not, because there is a positive point coming out of it, which I would like to highlight, is that 4-bedroom townhouse is not being offered on the same price as a 3-bedroom, because then the 3-bedroom is either overvalued or the 4-bedroom is undervalued. Right?
Correct.
So it's right value for money, and
Perfect.
that's the right perspective that DMAC has because of the customer feedback. There are supposed to be communities where the baseline has to be a 4-bedroom
Of course.
townhouse, based on, because this is an end user product, and that is much more credible, much more sustainable, because now you're focusing on the end user. So end user feedback is very pertinent.
Of course.
If you don't take that end user feedback, you'll not be getting that.
No.
So that clarifies the situation. But my point to be recorded here is that the rooftop concept that you guys have come up with is, I think it's a very surprisingly superior concept, because the amount of natural sunlight that you get and the space that is being utilized is far bigger than a normal bedroom size that you will either get on a ground floor or on a first floor.
Correct.
Specifically to these layouts, may I know the reason for eliminating the maid's room?
Okay, so majority of the family sizes are now increasing in Dubai. We had discussed this regarding this in our previous podcasts as well, that the average family size is growing up to 4.5, 4.8 exactly.
5 to be.
Exactly. What we have realized is that people prefer, what we have seen is that how, gradually, actually quite aggressively, how Dubai is growing every day now, and how accessibility is not a problem anymore. People don't prefer, most of them are not keeping maids in the house. They would prefer using that space rather than for their nursery maybe, or their home office or something like that. So that concern has gradually
the requirements
shrunk.
have changed. The
requirements have
evolved.
shifted,
And you guys are again probably one of the only developers that have taken into account those requirements and have acted upon it. So with the maid services being offered in Dubai, people would prefer to call a maid in the morning and then have that maid
In Damac Hills too,
complete everything and then go in the evening.
Correct.
Whereas they have more usable space for either the parents that are
Yes.
staying there or for the young
Guests.
ones who have to have a nursery, or you need to have a home office. You have more space
for
more
your
utilized.
own utilization.
Exactly.
Also, we did shrink a little bit sizes on the balconies. All the spaces which throughout the years we realized are not being effectively used and required, especially by the end users, we kept
So the spaces are
taking
there,
them.
but the spaces are there.
Yeah.
But the sizes have been curtailed to a usable size.
Usable size.
I would say
exactly.
usable size.
It's not too small to not
Not
call
a huge balcony which you're never going to use anyways.
Exactly. So we have done that. In some cases, we have replaced them with floor to ceiling windows, so that light and air, all of those things are being, calculated and kept have considered amount of all of those things. Additionally, same layout, having this more utilization, more spaces.
That's it.
That's
pretty much.
I think we
that
have
pretty much
covered.
sums it.
Yeah, sums it up.
So coming back to the point of luxury,
Yes, affordable.
luxury, and then affordable housing, because Damac is one developer
Yeah.
that has tackled all these three segments and has tackled them beautifully.
Correct. That is exactly what we are doing. When we plan a master community, from a mansion to a studio bedroom is something that we literally, from literally this point till this point, we cover all sorts of pocket sizes. And it's not like the mansion someone who's buying something for 33 million or 20 plus million is going to have a building next to it with a lot of studios and one bedrooms only.
That.
Nobody wants that. Correct.
Let's be realistic about it.
Of course.
Nobody wants a studio or a one bedroom building right beside a mansion, because then
Never.
you don't build that community.
No.
So how do you define, what's your definition of luxury? Because that's a very abstract term.
Yeah.
The reason I'm
really
asking
is.
you, it actually is a very abstract term. And when I speak to people, when I talk to people, everybody says, "Oh, there's a luxury project coming in Arjan," and I say, "Can you define luxury
What
for
luxury
me?"
is, yeah.
And they cannot define luxury because their definition lacks a lot to.
So what usually
Sorry.
No problem. So what usually, like we have talked about it multiple times, how we have a basket of different types of projects. But when it comes to luxury, there is a certain checklist that we always take care of. It starts from the location. It starts from the quality. It starts from the layouts that we are presenting. It starts from the future value of that project, with what it is going to be. And it also majorly talks about or conceptualizes around the exact target market that we are going ahead for. What type of businessman or what type of end user this product specifically is going to be built for. If we talk about Damac Bay in Marina, that is something which comes with your private pools on 80th floor. That is something which comes with duplexes, something which has a total different set of target market, and then to reach that market we put all of those things.
But Rita, how do you define luxury?
How do I define luxury? Again, a very abstract.
What's Damac, for example? Would Damac build a mixed community in which you have a mansion of 57 million dirhams on one side and a studio apartment on one side?
Yes. So we have actually proved this, that in literally one piece of land we have given luxury, super luxury and affordable luxury. So if I talk only about luxury or super luxury, where we have sold villas of 57 million and 33 million, that range, that is an entire separate cluster which has the majority of the luxurious amenities, which includes clubhouses, which include golf courses, and which includes a lot of lagoons and aesthetics.
Let's talk about Damac Hills.
Okay.
But you're talking about Damac Hills in this case.
Okay.
But Damac Hills, in my humble opinion, is not a community. It's not even what do you call a master community.
Okay.
It's a micro city.
I knew you were going to say that.
So it's a micro city.
It really
in a
is.
micro city.
Yeah.
Yes, and that is beautifully placed. That it's very harmonious
Exactly.
as far as the master, as far as a micro city is concerned. But a community. Let's talk about one big cluster
Okay.
like the Mac Islands. The Mac Islands would not have any apartments.
You don't know. We don't know. So the thing is, for Damac Islands, when we are building something of that huge on a scale, just like Damac Hills 1 and Damac Hills 2, we will definitely convert it into a micro city concept. However, if we talk about Sun City, which is almost of a size of a cluster, now that's not luxury.
That's not luxury. But that's affordable living.
That's affordable living.
But
yes.
affordable living, you have again made a
Yes.
type of affordable living.
Yes.
What I fail to understand
Mm-hmm.
is at times some of the developers, they mix and match everything within the same community,
Okay.
which does not. I mean, there's no soul to that community. Then
Exclusivity, basic. Is that what you're asking?
I mean, it's a villa community, it's a
Okay.
townhouse community. There are apartments on one side, but it has to be clustered together in a manner
Mm-hmm.
that it's seamless. It cannot be sporadic, like one thing here and the second thing here and the third thing there, and then it cannot shuffle between those things.
That's how it is. That's how we have always kept. The reason why we add apartments to communities is also because of the demand. There are people who would love to have a community lifestyle or a micro city lifestyle, but cannot afford to live in a villa. So there's a separate land parcel dedicated to those kind of residential towers, which will not be disturbing the views of the mansions that we have sold next to the lagoons.
Well, I'll not taking the name of a
Developer?
developer
Okay.
or not taking the name of a community, but this
Okay.
is what the email that I read
Okay.
said that a lot of villa clients complain
Mm-hmm.
that from across the road there are apartments
Mm-hmm.
and the lot of residents from the apartment that come and they stroll and they take a walk
Mm-hmm. I
on
agree.
in front of the villas, and
I know.
that has increased the traffic density, and we don't
course.
want. So there has to be
Their
this has to be a
exclusivity
gated and
is
their
yeah.
exclusivity
It's disturbed
is now being hampered and being
Yeah.
disturbed.
Yeah.
So a lot of people who are going to invest that 40 or 50 or 60 million, they want a certain lifestyle
Of course.
which is surrounded by like-minded people and surrounded by that. And if you need to build a community right beside it, which is apartment, it has to be within the same boundary
Yeah.
but segregated as well.
That's exactly what we have done. In Damac Hills 2, in Damac Hills 1, and if you look at the master plan of Damac Islands, you would see how secluded the mansions are, how secluded the V75 layouts, which are the largest, and V55. All of them are in a separate cluster. That's exactly what we did in Damac Lagoons as well. Venice being the only cluster having only villas. They're not even townhouses in that
Yeah,
clusters.
They never
So-
had townhouse because it should not have townhouses.
It should not have,
It
exactly.
should not have.
Because,
this
yeah.
somebody has to say this. Was that micro city or that community should not have townhouses?
I agree. If we are selling luxury, like you mentioned, by definition, then it should not have other contributions attached to it. It should not
Agreed.
be a combination of X, Y, Z, and ABC else. It should be X only, and it should be what X requires.
I completely agree.
That's what luxury is, and that's what we try to approach as well. That's what we have been trying to do as well. With, like we have talked in the very beginning, with every passing cluster, with every next launch, we try to improve upon something or the other. Either it's about luxury, affordable, reaching to all pocket sizes, whatever it is, through within the same project or for the future projects, we plan those things accordingly.
So Rida, putting you on a spot now.
Please do. Tell me.
You like this. What are the defining parameters that differentiate a luxury project
Okay.
from an affordable luxury project? because the lines are a bit blurred between the two
Okay.
to a lot of people. Only because of your experience and expertise in the field, I would like to understand what is your take on that. What differentiates a luxury project from an affordable luxury project? It's not only the price point, it's a complete philosophy behind it. It's your approach to the amenities, it's your approach to the living areas, it's your approach to the material that is being used within that community. So there are a lot of factors.
There are a lot of
In your
factors.
opinion, which are the defining factors?
Okay, I have a question for you. that might answer this thing. Can I ask you what watch you're wearing? Which brand is it?
Yeah, this is PP.
Okay, is how much does it cost?
This is only one of 10 in UAE, so it costs a bit.
There you go. Does it tell you the same time which maybe my 100 dirham watch could tell you?
No.
No? How come?
Okay. You know, when synchronization comes and it says there is a term called high fidelity, like it is nearing 0.00001 accuracy.
Okay.
So one more zero
Okay.
there and one more zero here
Okay.
actually
Makes a huge difference.
Makes a huge difference in the accuracy and in the price.
There you go. There's your answer. That's luxury for me. When there is a matter of quality, accuracy, location, brand.
At times, those things are not even visible to the naked eye. That's more of a perception as well.
Exactly. It could not be a sea view apartment cannot always be a luxury apartment.
Definitely.
But
But why not? But I think if I would hate to differ from you this, but anything that comes on a sea view is a prime land.
It is.
Is a
it
prime
is.
piece of land.
Of course.
Any developer that would acquire that prime piece of land would
Has-
build something which commensurates
Of course.
not only to the piece of land but to the surrounding environment as well.
Of course.
So when you showcase like a new BMW 7 Series or you want to showcase a new Mercedes S-Class, you do it in Jumeirah Golf Course,
Yeah.
Jumeirah Golf State, or
Yeah.
the golf courses. You don't go to certain areas in the city
True.
and
So then again, the term luxury is a vast term. We could put it in different definitions for you and me altogether. It could be materialistic, it could be visible from the naked eye, and it could not be. But at the end of the day, the concept is something that puts the defining
Uniqueness.
line. The uniqueness is something that put the defining line. Why I said that or not always a sea view apartment could be luxury. You must have seen buildings in Marina, which is close to the metro station. Most of the apartments towards the sea have the view. They does not have the layout. They does
That's
not even
actually
have
true. That's
the
actually
right
true.
kind of
but I think
elevators.
by the way, Dubai has moved from that era.
Yeah, but then again,
But we have learned.
My
from
point
it.
stays there, yeah.
You're 100% right.
Yeah.
And that actually is an amazing example.
There you go.
That's an amazing example because we see those buildings.
exact. I've
In Dubai
lived in
Marina.
those buildings, so which is why experience, tells you, it helps you to define luxury for yourself. Again, generally speaking, not speaking on behalf of any developer or any recent or past developments, this is what we see on daily basis in Dubai. What is affordable luxury? What is affordable real
So
estate?
how do you define affordable luxury? Just give me your definition. Let me try and pin you down here and then
By
take
all
that definition
means, by all
out
means.
of you.
So, in my point of view, affordable luxury is something where I am being pampered enough against the value that I've paid.
So the value for money is there.
Yeah.
You're not compromising on anything.
No,
But at
yeah.
the same time, you feel good that yes, whatever you paid for,
It's worth
you've
it.
gotten, and
Yeah.
it's not very unique as well. That
Yeah.
concept, because that's the concept why I think a lot of brands which are not even associated with real estate are coming.
Yeah.
Because you want that uniqueness in address.
Like you mentioned, the watch that you're wearing is only 10 pieces in the entire United Arab Emirates. Exact. That's the kind of uniqueness which luxury is attached to, right? Affordable luxury, there might be multiple versions of it, but then again, it's value for
It's
money.
value for money.
It's good lifestyle. It's something that I can easily afford and enjoy at the same time. So it's a worth it experience. It's a satisfactory experience. Yeah, I do have a question actually. A lot of agencies I'm seeing, agents are unfortunately struggling with this problem. We keep saying we have international investors coming over here, but the majority of the time the requirement they come with is very specific, like very straightforward. They want a ready property. They always want an ROI starting right away, and the agent wants to sell them the right product at the right time, the right opportunities, which I believe at this moment are mostly off-plan properties, which is a win-win situation for investor and agency both, which we understand, which agent also understands. But how does it work with the client? How do you really convert a ready property buyer coming with this mindset that I need immediate income to selling him something which is not completed yet, which is under construction, which is off-plan? How do you do that magic?
Would like to listen to the requirements down the line, 3 years, 5 years, because anybody who's going to make a real estate investment is not
Easily
making
going
that
to keep
investment for 6 months or a year.
No, obviously.
So
yeah.
I would like to gauge their age bracket. If they're
Okay.
well settled in their jobs, that means they have a steady stream of income that is coming in from
Okay.
their work.
Okay.
And that, because of their age bracket, is likely to continue for subsequent amount of time.
Okay.
So they can invest in off-plan projects as well, because that is going to give. I asked them, do you want a return on investment or a return of investment, and which type would you slide more towards? Like capital gain or rental yield? Nobody has ever made millions from rental yield.
Never.
Everybody who has invested in real estate has made solid money from capital gain. So I asked them, why are you not considering this? The reason you want a steady rental income from day one can be two factors.
Okay.
One, you need that kitchen money to run things, or you're not very convinced about that market that you're investing in. So you would like to mitigate the risk. You
Correct.
cannot completely finish the risk off, but you would like to
Minimize
mitigate and minimize the risk. So how you're going to do that is by having a rental yield. But rental yield means that majority of the payments that are going to come towards you, not even now, but in subsequent period of time, is
Yeah.
going to come from that rental yield, and the capital gain aspect would be less
Lesser.
because you did not invest on the right
Okay.
time, at the time when the project was
Growing.
not even growing, was not even launched.
Not even launched. That's
So
the right time actually.
until unless you go ahead and invest in any project at pre-launch phase,
That's when you make
you're
the
not
most.
going to make the maximum amount of money.
Agreed.
So you are going to ride that curve, but at what point are you entering into the market is very important. So if as a real estate professional, I'm not able to convince my client about the dynamic development in Dubai and Dubai to be sold as a city, Dubai to be sold as a destination where people are not even coming to invest but are living, then I need to brush up on my knowledge and I need to do more homework. One,
agree.
if there's a genuine need, yes, my client only is primarily focusing on the rental yield because they need that money to churn the normal day-to-day life.
Retirement
Then
plan
perfectly
would-
fine. That's a
yeah.
different commodity.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a different client.
Yeah.
You can't, and you should not convince them for off-plan because
Of
that's
course.
not what they're looking for.
I agree. So basically, what I've understood is, and what I'm realizing now is that most of the agents in the market today, they really don't dig deep.
So they have a product. Majority of the people, what they do is they have a product, they reach out to everyone and try to sell the same product to different people. If somebody takes the bait, perfectly fine. If somebody doesn't,
They move on.
tough luck.
I know. That's it. I think the consultancy has shrunken out from all the agents. Now it's more like it has become more like
I
a
have this product and I have to sell.
door-to-door sales kind
And
of
the
thing.
connection is made in three different
I
manners.
know.
Your client has to connect emotionally and logically with three things.
Okay.
You, as a real estate professional, the opportunity that they're getting,
Okay.
and the developer and the master community. So if you are not hell-bent and you're not very sure on the person that is going to service you and the person that is going to guide you and help you and assist you emotionally and logically, then you're not going to move to the second step, which is the opportunity that is being offered to you by that person.
Perfect. Yeah.
So if you are very convinced about that opportunity, perfectly fine. Then comes the third step. That what about the developer and what about the master community? You have to be convinced on that aspect as well. And if you're
Correct.
not, then you're not going to go ahead and move towards that. So there are numbers involved in this matrix as well.
I agree. 100%.
And until unless all the numbers fit in, this is not going to work. And people don't realize that.
Correct.
So Rida, today I would like to share this honor with you of signing off on this podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. Hoping to speak to you about something interesting again soon.
So on that note, this is all from BrickBuzz that we have for today. Looking forward to your comments, your feedbacks, and the questions that you would have for us or the distinguished guests that we have over here. Signing off. Take care.